Hey, my friends out there in Atlanta, James Jordan, Best Networker Live, just coming to you today with this super powerfully packed training. I want you to listen to every single word that I say to you very, very closely because if you don't, you may miss a golden nugget that's going to just allow you to go out and have a breakthrough in your business. I have my good friend Brian Bri Spector here on this training as well. As you can see, we're coming back to back to back with training and value, just giving you as much as we possibly can. Just Get Money Team, Billionaire Success Team collaboration. And we're just here for you on this lovely Saturday evening, just sharing with you what's going to be super powerful for you. Me and Brian, we were talking a little bit before this hangout started, and we always game plan before we get on the hangout. We always set clear intentions, which is super powerful for you in life and in your business. When you're absolutely clear on what your intention is when you do anything in life, it allows you to get it done faster. I can tell you that from my own personal experience. But I asked Brian, I was like, dude, what do you want to talk about? Like, let's talk about closing, right? And I was like, yeah, right, because that's right up my alley. So, we're going to be sharing with you some closing techniques that you can go out and start using in your business literally as soon as this hangout is over, right, so that you can go out and get the results that you want for yourself in any business, any affiliate marketing program. If you're selling your own coaching services or consulting services, this is going to help you because it's principle and foundational based as far as what it is that I'm going to be sharing with you. So you definitely want to pay attention to every single word that's coming from our mouth because it's really going to help you go out and get the results that you want in your life and in your business. And with that being said, Brian, I just want to bring you out, brother.
Hey, what's up? So, I actually wanted to talk about this because as we were about to launch this hangout, I actually had two people message me, and they were basically telling me some of the problems that they were struggling with in their business, and I looked at it as an opportunity to teach you guys how to close. And I think the most important thing to realize about closing is that somebody who comes to you who is already sold on the idea of whatever it is that you're selling, it's very easy to close them because they're already closed in their mind. All you have to do is take action, step into your leadership, and actually, hand them the link or tell them where to go. So I don't even look at this situation as me closing people because the people who are texting me right now, right, they're already sold. They already watched my video. They already went through the steps that I told them to go through. It's just that most people are a little afraid to take that next step, and they need a little push, right? So I think the most important thing to really take away from this, first of all, is that all that is required from you, right, is to step into your leadership and be the person to tell the prospect, right, exactly what to do. And I know for a really long time, probably for like a year and a half or something like that, I was afraid to get into that position of power because I just come from a background where I don't really I don't enjoy pushing my agenda onto other people. I don't really like to give people advice because I'm not that type of person. But when it comes to this industry, right, I had to learn how to step into that power, and especially when people give it to you, right, you'll notice a lot of times when prospects have a problem and you're the solution, what are they going to do? They're going to ask you exactly what they need to do. And when you set yourself up as an authority and you have people coming to you begging for the answer, you have no other choice but to give it to them. And for a really long time, I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people coming to me, and I just didn't want to close them. I didn't want to make the decision to step into my power and to sell them. And for a really long time, that actually hurt me. Because that actually this is actually kind of funny because at the time I was living with my parents, right? And my parents didn't believe that network marketing would work, and I had all these leads coming to me. Most of them came from one YouTube video at the time when I shot it. I think I had like 100,000 views or something like that, and they were just like rushing to me like crazy, messaging me on Facebook, texting me on my phone, already ready to pull out their credit card and buy, but I didn't want to step into that leadership. I didn't want to tell them to pull out their credit card and buy, and as a result, right, a couple of months went by, and I didn't make any money. And you know, my parents are sitting here looking at me like, yeah, what you're doing is not working. That's just a pipeline dream. You need to get a job. And it's like I had to be pushed into a position where I had no other choice. Like I had to be pushed into a position where I had to either make it or break it in order for me to get results, right? And once I was put into that position, I really had no other choice but to make it work, right? So um, I had all these leads coming in, and then I just decided, like, okay, I'm going to step into my authority, I'm going to step into my power, I'm going to tell these people what to do. And I had to really step outside of my comfort zone for that. Like a lot of times, I know a lot of times when people are watching videos of me and James now, they're like, wow, you guys are confident. Wow, you guys know exactly what you're doing. But you have to realize that there was a time when both of us were newbies, right? There was a time when I myself was not confident in what I was doing because I didn't believe enough in myself. You can here's another gold nugget that I'll tell you, right? You can have a lot of belief in your product, you can have a lot of belief in your company, but if you don't have belief in yourself, it doesn't matter what you believe in because nobody's going to want to buy from you if you don't have the what's the word the the character of wanting to sell. Like if you don't like, and that's something that I actually had a problem with for a really long time. Also, is wanting to sell things, because I felt like I was like again I felt like I was pushing my agenda to people. There are leaders, there are followers, and then there are followers who need to become leaders. And the only way that they're going to be able to transition is if you step into your power and you give them the information that they want. So really, to break it down, right? Selling is the transfer of enthusiasm, right? And you're probably feeling it right now in this video while we're talking. You know, if you can get into that position where you're okay with transferring that enthusiasm to people, knowing that if you don't do it, something bad might happen to them, right? I had this guy quit my team probably like a year ago or something because I did not upsell him on another product, and that product would have helped him create a better lifestyle. And because I did not sell him, he ended up quitting. He ended up like complaining all the time on Facebook about how miserable his life was, and he had to go back to his job. And I'm sitting here feeling responsible, like damn, like because I did not take action, because I didn't actually step into my power and do what I needed to do. Look what happens, right? Another person suffers. So sometimes, what actually pushed me over the edge, besides my parents, you know, at the time when they didn't believe in network marketing, was the fact that as I got more people onto my team, I also gained a sense of responsibility, knowing that if I did not do what I needed to do, then their success would suffer also because they're looking up to me as a leader. So really, all in all, if you want to know how to close people, if you want to know exactly what to do in order to get people on your team like flawlessly without having to like really convince them or anything like that, the first step is to step into your leadership, step into your power, and follow the instructions that we lay out for you in this video. And any training that we refer you to, just go ahead and go through all of it, because that stuff, it changed my life, and I know it can change yours. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it back to you.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, when it comes to being a quote-unquote closer, what it is you're not really a closer. One of my millionaire mentors, I remember I was having a conversation with him a couple months back, and we were just talking about the subject of closing and, you know, prospecting and all these different things. And one thing that hit me hard, right, because I've had the identity in my own mind, I'm a closer, I'm a closer, I'm a closer. Like I was talking to Brian last night, and I was talking about how I'm a closer, right? But I'm also in transition of realizing that, you know, I'm not just a closer, right, but I'm more of a decision collector, right? Because when I heard that from one of my millionaire mentors, it totally changed the way that I thought. No longer was I trying to pitch people, and I really don't pitch people anymore. I really just connect with people. I build rapport with people. You know, I'll talk more about form in a couple minutes, and you know that whole entire acronym. But nowadays, when I connect with people on Facebook, I'm really just looking to get in tune with them, to get a firm understanding of where they're at in their life, where they're at in their business, where they're at in their marketing knowledge, and how I can fit within their life to help them in some way, whether it's just to have them speak to me about what's going on in their life, or if they are in business, them sharing with me what's going on in their business that they don't want to go on in their business, or what's working for them, right? I don't always open up a conversation with people when I'm connecting with people on Facebook, for example, with, hey, join my business. Yeah, you can get this or you can buy that, right? 9 times out of 10 when I'm connecting with people, I refer people to my blog because I'm not looking to sell them up front. I'm not looking to close them into something right away because it just may not be a fit for them. And on top of that, that doesn't really go well when it comes to building a relationship. You see, you got to build a relationship with people first and foremost, right? Sales is a transfer of energy. So if there's anything that I'm really looking to do with people is I'm looking to transfer my certainty that I have in what it is that I'm marketing and promoting, right? Or the certainty that I have within myself first and foremost about who I am and what I stand for and what I'm really about and my true purpose in life, which is going out and helping people. And I let people know that first and foremost before anything else, right? Like there was this guy who hit me up on Facebook a little bit earlier. He was like, well, what do you do? Now I could have sat there and gave him a definition and did all this other stuff, but I was just like, hey, go to my blog, right? You want to know how to close people, right? Close them indirectly. Now there's a couple of things that you can do directly to close people, right, or collect decisions. I want to really emphasize this to you is that you want to get great, right? You want to get great at collecting decisions. Because when you get great at collecting decisions, you're no longer emotionally tied to the outcome. And that's what really, truly messes up a lot of people's sales. Because you'll be sitting there talking to someone, you'll be building a rapport, and in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, I want to close this person, I want to close this person, I want to close this person. And then what ends up happening is you end up pressing on that person what you want to happen, the outcome that you want to happen, versus just really tailoring everything around that person, that individual, and what it is that they're truly looking to accomplish in their life or in their business. Because when you lead with them in mind first, that is when the sale becomes easy. That is when the sale becomes pretty much effortless, right? The easiest sales that I've personally ever had in my business are when I just connect with people, right? So let me get back to using form, right? Well, F stands for family, so you may want to connect with someone and ask them about their family. You know, do they have kids? If they're an older adult, if they're in their mid-20s, you know, early 30s, et cetera, et cetera. Do they have kids? How's their family life? Blah, 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 blah. I know me personally, I talk about my kids, right? If I go look at someone's Facebook profile and I'm connecting with them, I'm looking to gain some information so that I can build some rapport with them, and I'll ask them a question. Like I was talking to this girl earlier today, and I saw that she lived out in Florida, and she was originally from Jacksonville, and she lives in Tampa. So I asked her the question, are you a Bucks fan or a Jags fan, right? Because those are two NFL teams, right? So I'm looking to establish some sort of rapport, especially because she was giving me one-word answers, which really meant that she was standoffish, right? So I'm looking to break state. I'm looking to really pierce, right, that buffer zone that she's putting up because she's not really looking, she's not open to connection yet, right? She's open by messaging and responding to my messages, but she's guarded by, you know, one-word answers. So it gets really easy to start to understand people once you do this enough times, right? So first is family. O is occupation. You know, what do they do? Do they work for a living? Are they working from home? Do they have a home-based business, right? If they have a home-based business, are they full-time, right? And then a lot of people tell you they're full-time when they're really just out of a job, but they're supposedly working on their business full-time, which really means that they're working on it part-time, right? And they're not getting the results that they want. So that's why you got to clarify and you got to ask questions. You got to ask them what their goals are, right? You got to establish if they are full-time in this industry, if they have a team, if they're duplicating, if they're actually going out and producing results on a consistent basis, right? You ask all of these questions, but you ask it in a way so that you're not being a drill sergeant, right? You're not being a police officer asking them a question about something that just went down, right? So the way that I kind of get through that is I just ask simple questions. Like, yeah, so, you know, how's your business on a daily basis? Like, what do you do to build your business, right? And someone who's actively building their business, they're going to tell you, right? Or they're going to give you some hints. Sometimes they want to be a little bit secretive, right? Sometimes they want to be objective about what they do because they feel like they're holding the keys of the universe and they don't want to share it with anyone, which kind of gives you an idea about where they're really at in their mindset and in their business, right? And you just got to keep asking questions. And even then, just share a little bit about yourself. One of the ways that I build rapport with people is I talk about myself. I talk about my kids. I talk about how long I've been in the industry. I talk about the fact that I have a blog with content on there that can help anyone go out and grow their business faster and easier, and it's all for free, right? And I literally tell people, look, this is what I'm doing in my business that produces income, that generates traffic, generates leads, and generates sales, and I put it on my blog. So if you want to know that information, you can go right there, right? That totally eliminates, oh, what is this guy trying to pitch me? What is this guy trying to sell me? Because I'm no longer coming from a place of, oh, I just want you to sign up for something, right? I want to give you something for free, right? You can check me out, you can learn more about me, and by seeing that I give away a tremendous amount of value, I'm going to build a relationship with you. I'm already sowing the seeds of the law of reciprocity into that person. So eventually, over the course of time, or it could be instantly, depending on where they're currently at in their life and in their business, right? I'm sowing the law of reciprocity into that person by sowing to that person, and it's either going to reap its harvest through that person or through someone else. So I'm not really too concerned about the outcome. That's why I talk about a lot about having an abundance mindset, because there are millions, if not billions, of people that you can connect with through a website like Facebook and different paid advertising and all this other stuff, and blogging and YouTube, and you can keep going on and on and on, right? So then we go after. So we've done F, we've done O. Now let's do R. Well, R is recreation. Asking people what they do for fun, right? Like, what are your hobbies? What are your passions in life, right? I typically don't ask. I don't go too deep into recreation, because I get some drawback from people if I go too much into it. You know what I'm saying? So after you go through recreation, just ask them, one or two questions about what it is that they like to do for fun, what are their passions in life. Then you move over to motivation or money, right? The M stands for either motivation or money. So meanings about it. So you can ask people, right, how much money do they want to make in their business? Are they serious? How serious are they? Right? What's the motivation? What's their why? Right? What's their why behind seeking information or being open to more information about a home-based business, an online marketing business, or getting marketing training, et cetera, depending on if they're already in the industry or not. These are sort of the questions that I ask, and I really qualify people now. Before, I would just throw a link at people. Right? I would just literally throw a link at people. If I wanted someone to get into a capture page, I'm like, I'm going to get this person on my list. If they don't buy from me today, they're going to buy from me tomorrow, because they're going to see my emails. And then when I message them again on Facebook, they've been seeing my emails, and they're getting advertisement from me on a consistent basis. That was my mindset. And then I came from a place of, well, that's kind of going to attract the wrong type of people that I don't want in my business, and that's exactly what happened. So I really ask people, first and foremost, how serious are you when it comes to growing your business? How serious are you about going out and making an extra $5,000 per month, right? I get this information from people, and then I ask them how serious they really are, and people are going to tell you, right? I ask people, are they coachable, right? You want to know if someone's coachable? Ask them. Say, are you coachable? Are you open to instruction? Are you open to learning what it is that I currently do to go out and get X, Y, Z result, right? And even if you don't have any results, right, you can sit there and say to yourself, you can say to the person, you can be like, are you open and coachable to learning how to get X, Y, Z result that this person just got, one of your mentors, right? Use and leverage other people's stories if you don't have a story of success already, and then give a call to action telling them what to do next. Now, if you have an online business presentation, right, you can tell people to watch the video right then and there. I tell people to watch the video now. And the only time I tell them not to is when they tell me that they can't because they're at work or something like that. And then what you do is you ask them how soon they can get in front of the video and watch the video. Right now, they're setting the time. And then you can follow up with that person at that point in time. Right? But you always want to keep in touch with people just to see how they're doing, just to see how their week is going, how their weekend was, right? What they have planned for the weekend. Build a rapport, build a relationship, right? If they see you on Facebook, they know that you have a business, they know that you have a website, they know that if they want to work with you, they can work with you. So it's really just a relationship from there on, right? And if you create any new content in between the last time that you communicated with this person, you can get that content out to them, when you're talking to them, because if they're open to connection, they're going to respond to your messages and stuff like that. And then from there, you just ask them what's going on, where are they at, and just say, hey, I just put out this quick video, I put out this blog post, I thought it would help you, I thought of you after I finished putting it together. Here, go check this out, let me know what you thought about it, right? Because now you're no longer looking to sell them, you're looking to give them value over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And when they finally make the decision and go out and take action, who's the first person that they're going to think of? It's you, right? So there's a direct way of closing, right, or collecting decisions, right, and there's an indirect way of doing it as well. And with that being said, bro, I'll bring it back over to you.
It's funny. I just closed somebody right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
While you were talking, I'll actually go over the conversation a little, so that way anybody who's watching it, you can see exactly what I'm doing step by step. So that way, I can show you how easy it really is. But the main thing that I did, actually James mentioned this, is that he said like if you ask them to watch a video or to fill out a form, or you give them some action that maybe they need to be in front of the computer for, and they say that they're not there. What did you say that you told them again? If James?
Yeah. Remind me, because I was in a trance my damn self when I was talking.
Okay, so you said that because I do it a little differently, okay? So when you talk to somebody and you say that they're not in front of a computer to watch a video or to fill out a form or something like that, what did you say that you tell them again?
I'll just ask them how soon they can watch it.
Okay.
The reason being is because I'm not telling them to watch it at a certain time. They're actually making a small commitment to themselves and to me, stating that they're going to watch it by this certain time. And the people who are really serious, they're going to watch it by that certain time, and the people who aren't, they're just not. So when you follow up and touch base with them, they're going to be like, oh, no, I didn't watch it.
Okay, so
and, you can follow with them and just ask questions.
Yeah, so I wanted to point that out really quick because what I just did right now when I was closing this person, which I don't even like the word closing because that just sounds kind of retarded. Like let's just say this person joined my team or something like that, right? So basically, all I did was I asked them, they were ready to buy, they were interested in what I was selling, and I don't like to use the word selling either, right? Because that's that's a stupid word also. But I basically told them, I said, okay, it sounds like you're ready to buy and get started. Are you in front of a computer? They said no. This is where usually I lose the majority. I used to lose the majority of my sales. Is at this point, when I would ask them if they're in front of the computer, I would say, okay, well, try to do it on your phone, or I would try to walk them through the process in some fashion where they weren't giving me their full attention. So what I told this person is, I just said, okay, well, are you willing to text me back or call me when you get back home so that you can be in front of your computer and I'll walk you through the process? They said yes, right? And that created what we call a micro commitment. Because let's say that somebody's having a hard time buying your product, whatever it is that you're selling. Okay, let's just say that you're selling something for $50, right? And for some reason, it's just extremely hard to get somebody to buy something for $50, even though they need what's on the other side. What you can do is create something called a micro commitment, which is actually what I just did there. Telling the person, get back to me when you get back home so that I can walk you through the process. Just them making that small commitment to follow back up with me when they get home is enough for them to be able to make an even bigger commitment towards investing something like $50 towards a product, right? So basically all I did right now when I was closing this prospect is damn, I don't even like the word prospect. All these words just sound like stupid. I got to figure out some different words to use. But basically, all I did when I was talking to this person and they decided to buy from me, right, is that I found out their problems. They saw me as the authority with the solution, right? And then I gave them a little nudge by saying, okay, are you in front of your computer? No, I'm not there. Okay, well, contact me when you're there, right? And then when they contacted me, all I said was pull out your credit card and buy it. I sent them the link. It's really that easy. But like I said, going back to, a lot of times we create struggles and obstacles in our own mind. And I know for myself, for a really long time, I didn't want to tell people to pull out the credit card and buy it because I was uncomfortable with doing that myself. There's another golden nugget right there too. Is like sometimes you might be afraid of asking people to buy something if you're afraid to buy something, right? And the best way to get people to do whatever it is that you want them to do is to lead by example, right? Because then you won't be uncomfortable telling them what to do because you did it yourself. The only time that you will ever hesitate on telling people what to do and making a decision is if you're not willing to do it yourself. And that's really powerful because, for a really long time, I didn't want to do some of the things that I was telling my team members to do, and then that forced them to quit. That made them be in a position where they didn't want to listen to what I had to say. But now, I don't have a problem telling somebody to buy something for $1,000 or $2,000 because I did it myself, and it helped educate me and get me to where I am now and understand how to market my business. So if you want to have that conviction, if you want to have that really strong belief instilled in you without lying to people, without creating this fake it till you make it facade or something like that, and if you want to genuinely, honestly help people to get the results that they want, all you really have to do is to be a living, breathing example of what it is that you want them to do, and then they'll follow. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, I'm just excited because this person that I was talking to, I could really tell that they needed the information that I was giving them on the other side. And for such a long time, it's only been I say about 6 months since I started succeeding. So for a really long time, for almost 2 years, I just kept getting people contacting me, and they would be interested, but they would kind of flake out on me, or they would be interested and then they wouldn't have the money, or they would be interested and for some reason they just kept giving me excuses. But now I'm at the point where I understand where they're coming from, I understand their problems, and I understand that we have the solutions that we can set them up with in order to fix those problems. So I'm actually really excited to have this new team member because what they were struggling with, I'm not going to put any names out there or anything, but basically they were struggling with, here I'll tell you what they said. They basically said that they had a problem with people flaking out on them, right? And usually that happens when you flake out, right? When, like I said, if you don't want to buy from people, then people aren't going to want to buy from you. And so basically I could tell right there in the conversation that the only reason why they were having the problem that they were having is because they weren't plugged into the right information. And that ignorance, it's not like it's not like it's like we don't know what we don't know, right? And I was there at one time because I was a newbie and I didn't know what to do. But basically, not knowing the right steps to take, that's all that's preventing them from succeeding, right? But everything else, from what I heard, they're able to get people to join. They're able to get people interested in what they're selling. It's just that they had people flaking out on them, leaving their team, not sticking around for a long time. And so I was like, cool, well, let me show you how to fix that. And I did not, this conversation lasted let me see, lasted not even 5 minutes or something like that, right? So go out, apply the information that we're telling you right now into your business, and just get plugged in. Click on the link below, get involved with this information, because this stuff will change your business. It doesn't matter what business you're in, it doesn't matter what products you're selling, it doesn't matter what opportunity you're promoting, right? Once you're around the right people and you get plugged into the right information, you'll have a breakthrough real quick. And that's basically what happened for James and I. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, bro, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm glad that, Brian went out and made a sale during the hangout because, we were talking about it beforehand and, intentions are everything. And Brian was just like, I want to close a couple sales while we're on the hangout. And I'm like, dude, that would be awesome, and it's sweet because he manifested it and it came into reality. And and as soon as he said that he closed the sale, there was like a psychological trigger in my mind. I was like, no, I'm about to go out and get one, right? So like I literally started, looking at my chat box, and no longer was I like looking at my chat box as like a sea of just, people that weren't going to take action. I was just laser focused on those, 2 to 3 people that are going to make a decision to join tonight, right? And that's sort of the mindset that you have to be in, but you can't be in the position of, holding on to someone joining, right? Because it's really about establishing a rapport and building a relationship, just like I'm doing with the individual on Facebook, before Brian brought it back over to me. And I just opened up with asking them some questions, right? Isn't it kind of funny how that whole entire situation works? Because this was someone who I had reached out initially when we became friends on Facebook, and they didn't respond to my message. And everything is timing, right? And I sent a message to them just now, and they were like, hey, how's it going, right? I didn't even talk about business. I probably asked at least a good 2 to 3 questions that had nothing to do with business whatsoever because I was looking to break state. I was looking to see if they were open to connection, right? So I literally was like, hey, how's it going? How are you? Right after they had responded, they're like, well, it's going good. I'm hanging in there. So, I'm getting some feedback from them. I'm understanding what sort of state that they're in, right? But I do know and understand that this person is open for connection, right? So then I saw that this person was in a particular state, right? So I asked them about the state, and because I had just visited that state earlier this year, and I asked them how far away they were from the town, no, from the city that I had visited earlier this year, and then, they responded. So then from there, I sat there and said to that person, that individual, hey, I see that you're in XYZ business. Just how long have you been in the industry, right? These soft questions that has nothing to do with someone buying anything, and it's all about building rapport. It's all about connecting with people because that's what it's really about. You got to know and understand that this is a relationship business. Even though you may be marketing, like you may be doing YouTube marketing, PPC marketing, things of this nature, you always have to have the customer in mind at all times. You have to go through what it is that they're going through in their mind. The best marketers in the world, the best salesmen in the world, right? They know and understand what their prospect, what that human being is going through in their mind, and all their thoughts and their pains and their trials and their tribulations, and the dreams that they have and what it is that they're ultimately looking to do by signing up and purchasing their service. And you got to put yourself in the mindset of the person that would buy from you, right? And you got to, and one thing that I want to really get clear on, and I know Brian touched on this a little bit earlier, is you got to be willing to buy yourself, right? You want to know one of the easiest ways to have posture and certainty? It's going out and investing in yourself. Like I put out a Facebook post earlier today where I was like, look, if you need to do more than an hour of research on something that you're planning on buying, just buy the damn thing already. Because I was sitting around for a couple hours doing some research on this particular tool that's going to allow me to create more leverage to get my YouTube videos ranked. And I asked this person, and I asked that person, I asked this person, I asked that person. I was looking up this review on YouTube, and this review on YouTube, this blog post. And it got to a point in my mind where I was like, all right, James, just stop it and buy the damn thing, right? And I did it, and I felt so much relief just from making that decision, and it just triggered in my mind. I was like, yes, I made the decision, right? Now I'm going to go share this with other people, and I email my list instantly about what I did because I made a decision, right? And I'm only instilling into my list, my database, that, look, I made a decision, you should too, right? And here's why I made the decision. I also told them why I did it and what was going on through my mind and how it could help them in their business, right? Because I'm so value-driven with sharing with people exactly what it is that's working for me, which allows me to go out and get more results. You see, when you start focusing on what the other person wants, the game becomes easy. When you focus on collecting decisions, the game becomes easy, right? And it literally becomes a game. Like I literally can tap into my Facebook account at will right? And just make the decision, all right, I'm going to go sign up one person today. I'm going to go sign up two people today. I'm going to go out and sign up three people today. I'm going to go out and find two people who's going to pull out their credit card and buy within the next hour or two. And I'm going to do that right now. That's it, period. Having that laser focus, having that intention. And when you are that focused and that clear on that outcome in that situation, what happens is time literally stops, and the right people who need to connect with you at the right time will literally come into your reality, and it'll like seem like it's divine intervention that's just coming into play, and you're like, wow, this is easy. Like, this is not hard at all. And it's because you are allowing the vibrational frequency of the result that you want to, you're tapping into that. You're tapping into that feeling, and by taking consistent action, that means that you have absolute faith and belief that that situation is going to happen for you. Now, I'm going a little bit deeper. We're talking more than just, the process, but the reality of the situation is mindset is the biggest key. You want to know the biggest key to going out and getting sales? Like I said, I've said it several times in this training. It's certainty. It's having that conviction. It's having that belief, right? And if you don't have that conviction and belief, you have to get it, right? Because I don't know. From all my experience in sales before I started marketing online, right, whenever I was timid, I would always lose the sale, right? Whenever I was timid, I would always lose the sale. It would happen every single time. But whenever I had posture and whenever I had certainty, right, you know what would happen every single time? I would close that person every single time. I would collect the decision every single time. We just get conditioned to say close because, we're in sales. Close the sale, close the sale, close the sale. When it's really just about collecting decisions. That's when you start getting to a higher level of thinking because you know and understand, hey, this person may not be a fit for me, right? This person may say, oh, I think I'm coachable, which really means that they're not coachable. So, on to the next one. Thank you very much. It's all about really qualifying and connecting with people just to see how serious they really are about going out and living their dreams by going out and doing the things that you tell them to do, going through these little baby steps. Every single time I ask someone a question, it's really a test to how coachable they really are. Because if they're not coachable at all, they're not going to answer any damn questions, right? And if they're just a little bit coachable, guess what? They're going to answer a little bit of questions. But if they're really coachable and they have a strong why and they are really looking to go out and get results, you know what's going to happen? They're going to let me walk them through the process. Now, they may have a little bit of resistance. That's okay. That happens. It's a knee-jerk reaction. Objections are knee-jerk reactions. That's all they are, right? So once you hear it, okay, I understand. All right, is there anything else besides that particular objection that will cause you not to take action today? Like a lot of people say, I don't have the money, right? So you know what you ask them? Oh, okay, I appreciate that. I totally understand that, right? So besides the money, is there anything else that's stopping you from taking action today, right? And it literally, what that question does is it gets through all the bullshit. Because I guarantee you 9 times out of 10 it's not the money. Especially if you have a low front-end offer, which you should always have. A low front-end offer. Some particular companies don't, but I'm telling you from experience, you want to have an offer, a funded proposal, something that creates a small win for you, and not just creates a small win for you, but it also allows the person to trial by fire a little bit. Make a decision that's uncomfortable, make a purchase, right? Invest in themselves and get conditioned to invest into themselves, because if you don't start conditioning someone to invest into themselves at a smaller level, right, it's going to be really hard to make them make a decision that's a $2,000 decision, a $3,000 decision, a $5,000 decision, a $10,000 decision, right? If they didn't make a decision that was $10 or $25 or $30 or $50 or $100, right? It's very hard to go through that process, right? But you got to know and understand who your customer is. You got to know and understand how much value you've given to that person, and depending on the price point, that's really a determination to how much value that you need to give that person. If you're selling something that's $5,000, right? Know and understand you are going to have to over-deliver on value in order for that person to give you $5,000 of their money, right? People aren't just going to hand out $5,000 like it's nothing, right? They have to have a level of certainty that by them investing that $5,000 with you is going to allow you to go out and grow, is going to allow them to go out and achieve something that they're looking to do. You got to transfer that level of belief and certainty in that individual. Otherwise, you're not going to get to where you want to go. And that's what you have to know. That's what you have to understand. And you have to really gauge people where they're at. You have to ask them some probing questions, right? Because if you don't get to that point where you're comfortable with asking people uncomfortable questions, guess what? You're not going to get a lot of sales. You're not going to make a lot of money, and you're going to always sit there and blame it on someone else because you're scared to ask the uncomfortable questions. There has been times where I'm connecting with team members, right, on a live Google Hangout, and I could feel the nervous energy within them, and I just simply say, hey, I totally get it. I totally understand. I've been there. I can feel your energy, even though we're only connected via electronics and stuff like that, right? But here's the reality of the situation. This is a decision that you really want to make. Just like if you're watching this video, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it on a recording, there's a decision that you want to make. You want to decide to work with one of us, right? Whoever referred you to this video, you just got to make the decision to pull out your credit card and buy. You just have to make the decision to go below this video, click the link, and do what you got to do to take action. No excuses. If you don't have the money right now, go find it, right? Focus on the fact that you want to get in. Focus on the fact that you want to work with us instead of focusing on the fact that you don't have, right? Because that's coming from a place of lack. When there's more than enough abundance, there's more than enough cash flow in this world for you to go out and get what you need to get in order to start working for us. Not working for us, but working with us by taking action. Because what you're really doing is you're working for yourself, right? I used to think I was working for the upline sponsor that I had joined, right? And that was a totally wrong mentality because if I didn't get recognition for something, then I would totally shut down, right? That's why we're entrepreneurs. You have to be self-driven. You have to be motivated, right? And you got to know that you're working for yourself, but you're not working by yourself. And by joining forces and aligning yourself with someone like myself or someone like Brian, you are literally having the game-changing blueprint that you require to go out and get the results that you seek. But you got to make the decision. You got to make the decision. And the decision is that simple. Just saying, yes, I am willing. Yes, I'm open. Yes, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get what I want in my life. That's it, period. And, with that being said, brother, I want to bring it over to you.
All right, so I think it's already it's already 10 over here. It's about to be 11 over there, so we've been going on for almost an hour. I don't know if you want to end it pretty soon, but basically, I wanna get close to closing it by saying, decisions are actually kind of funny because decisions, like you made a decision to watch this video, right? You made a decision to click on the email or whatever link you went to get to this video, right? You made a decision to get involved in this industry, or maybe you're just looking at this and you're kind of trying to figure out if this is the right fit for you, right? You made a decision to make that decision, right? You made a decision to do research. You made a decision to do everything that you've been doing for a while now, right? Whether it's your lifestyle, your relationships, maybe it's your job if you have one. You've made so many decisions just to get to this point, right? So just make a decision to click on the link below to get what we're giving you, and really to just understand how to close people almost effortlessly. Because the one thing that I realized is that a lot of times, I like when I first got into the industry, I had so many thoughts going through my mind of what I should or shouldn't do, what actions I should take, what actions I shouldn't take, and all of those thoughts just kind of boggled me down. And it wasn't until somebody came to me and just snapped me out of it and said, Brian, stop thinking, just do something, just take action, make a decision, and whatever it is that you've been thinking about, just go ahead and do it. Because like James said before, if you're just sitting around there researching, if you're just sitting around there, trying to figure out what's the best decision to make, you're spending more time, you're spending more energy, and actually more money just thinking about things. It's actually kind of funny because that's how it is. That's the truth. So if you have anything else to say, I think this is actually a good place to close it.
Yeah, guys, just make the decision. Make the decision to plug in. Make the decision to take what we share with you tonight and go out and use it. and you know, just focus on your income producing activities, right? Closing is not hard. Like I said, it's really about changing your mindset that you're not closing people, you're not forcing people to do something. You're actually opening up people and you're transforming people and you're allowing them to really step into their power and start to fulfill their true potential by making a decision that may be a little bit uncomfortable for them, right? And you got to basically, here's the thing, you can't walk people through that process until you do it, right? And if you're going to sit there and watch our hangouts and watch our trainings and not take action, it's going to be incredibly hard for you to have someone take action with you in whatever it is that you're marketing and promoting. Why? Because you haven't made the decision to do something that you're telling someone else to do, because you know that you require help, you know that you require, you know, some marketing training, you may need a mentor, right? We've all been there, and there comes a point in your life, there comes a point in your business where you just humble the F up, right? That's what I call it, is humble the F up. And you sit there and you ask yourself, what is it that you want to do, right? And then you ask yourself what's required for you to go out and do it. And you can pretty much answer that. And then once you answer that, it's really up to you to do what it is that you know that you need to do to go out and get what you want in your life. And part of that would be, you know, aligning yourself with someone like myself, aligning yourself with someone like Brian. So just make the decision now to take action. Make the decision to go below this video, click the link, and get started. And we look forward to personally working with you, connecting with you to help you go out and live your dreams. And that's it. It's a wrap. Peace out, guys.